because, you know, some of y'all think I'm just a freestyle poet. I've actually been writing for over 25 years. And tonight I have a little product for $10. So if you like what you hear, if there's something that you have never been exposed to and you just feel touched, you like to quote me, make sure you quote me, put some hashtags and the Wordmatician on it though, because I want my credit, copyright and all that stuff, right? But for the next few deep breaths we take, I hope you enjoy yourselves, okay? All right. Mama told me there would be days like this, where I couldn't quite find the words to explain what it is. I would sit here at my desk and digress. It became a ritual. I would sit in my favorite chair and face my lyrics on the screen. Find my fingers moving so swiftly I forgot they were mine, and these were the times I could release my inhibitions and not worry about being confined, trapped in someone else's mind to be depicted of something else, of an essence of some sense of what makes sense for them. Being called a freestyle poet because nobody could make sense of it. There's a beauty in being able to articulate words and feelings without having to worry about somebody else's past tense or transgressions. It comes to a place where I'm able to just let it out so freely. I learned how to read when I was very young. My mother caught on quick that I was memorizing Dr. Seuss, so she started making me play cards with her and my grandmother and allowing me to read poetry if I won. I think until I was about 5, she was letting me win, just to help me build the confidence, but she swore by the time I was 7 that I really did get it. Yeah. It got to a place where I think by the time I was 6, I had memorized my first piece. And I was about 22 before I realized what it meant. Dorothy Parker wrote poetry about all sorts of revolutionary topics. You know, she was an older white woman who was married and confined to the kitchen, expected to be barefoot and pregnant, defied everything that women should depict. And resume, you know, the idea of what we should uphold is what I thought we were supposed to maintain. It says, gas is paying you. Is that what it says? I totally forgot. Gas is paying you. Acids paying you. Damn, I forgot the whole damn piece because it's not my own. That's what happens when you're nervous. Y'all have any idea what it's like to be nervous on the stage? Yeah. Because I am nervous. Y'all just moving too much. Eugene, sit down. Acid stain you. Drugs cause cramp. I don't know. Look it up. It's good. I was in my 20s before I realized it was about suicide, though. Like, I excavated lines in poetry when I was in English class, you know, and I took a lot of creative writing classes, and I learned how to depict my feelings without putting it out there because people get a little too offended when you tell them the truth raw. You know, like you hurt my feelings, you gotta say, I was offended when this happened. Don't wanna give you the responsibility of the problem, don't wanna point blame or anything, or whatever. So, it wasn't so much that I was a freestyle poet, I was just freely being spoken, freely speaking, freely spoken, but not even coming to a place where I didn't have to worry about you taking it the wrong way, not even caring if you did. Like right now. But, you got it. I have this philosophy about the Last Supper. How in some sense of life we're all going to sit in the seat to have to experience having to lie or be lied to until we come to a place to accept that it's just a part of life. To be a whore, to love one, or to be cheated on, to be deceived, to understand the need for forgiveness, to perceive life in a sense to understand that strife is not an infringement on your existence or a pain to make you feel like, woe is me, more so to find your strength. And I truly believe that words heal in spite of the process of knowing that sometimes energy is just a synonymous word for God's presence. Light is a synonymous word for the absence of darkness. But sometimes we find ourselves being pushed past limits we didn't know existed. Not always by assholes that we love dearly, but sometimes by elements that we can't control, uncontrolled variables. Like people in the room who don't respect the mic, and how you want to call them out. You want to be a Wordmatician and get them with your tongue real quick. but you're trying to be cute and pretty, and you don't want to just go in too far in the first 15 minutes of your thing, especially when Hoax and Hayes walks in the room. So you have to understand that some people need to fidget when it's time to listen. Some people really are a lot more productive in life if they draw during the meetings because they're born and monotonous, or sometimes they don't understand that poets are more than poets, we're human. And the only way we get our substance and subjects is by being exposed to life or yours. Because you come to understand you can trust us with the things you have endured, or somebody has thought we were strong enough to go through it. I hate being silenced. My thoughts are too loud, and when I'm too noisy, my heart doesn't sound. All I can hear is this blood rushing through my veins. I remember being warned about growing pains, but nothing prepared me for this. It's a feeling I can't quite articulate past this. If you felt what I feel, when I feel you feeling, you feel what I felt. You might have ideas of what I feel when I say I got feelings. But see, some people don't consider that. They're inconsiderate. They don't consider shit past themselves. They're too ambiguous, too focused on their shit. Some people really believe that perception is reality. How realistic is your perspective when your perception is jaded? You can't see past your own view. Can't allow yourself to take a step back and understand that the only way to really take the closer look is to realize that your view is skewed. And then sometimes you have to understand that it's not until you close your eyes that you can actually see what's in front of you. Be able to feel life. Not have to worry about the things that we have gone through. Because poetry is so much more than fast talking and talking about love and sex. I'm not that kind of poet. I got those poems, but I'm not that kind of poet. I'm the poet that will call out the darkness of you, the pain of you, because I feel it too. They say that we were created in His image. We are depicted as a reflection. You are me. I am you. And so when somebody freely speaks their truth, talks about the pain they go through, of being a color shade too dark or a figment too pale, and they have to go through their hell, and we turn our backs to that because we refuse to accept that truth, not identifying the reflection of us. To know that sometimes we are subjected to a pain so ugly because we have to see just how bad, how deep it really is. So if you don't relate to racism, if you don't identify with being judged and criticized, if you have not been raped, if you have never been stolen from, if you have never been silenced, imagine having something to say. And being in a forest and falling and thinking that no one ever would hear you, and them having the audacity to think you made no noise. It is a pain that they claim doesn't even exist. We hide behind our journals, under our pillows, our cell phones, my voice notes, to a space where only the mic will ever hear our truth, because there are no conversations so deep. There are no, hey, how are you, with the pause in between to actually receive the ugly, the pain, the burden. We even try to be discreet, a little more considerate than the next, and not give you the bullshit we have to digest, because we assume if you're our reflection, you too have to chew when it's too hard to swallow. There is this understanding that, see, Tiffany Nicole Scales is the Wordmatician, is lyric, is a poet, is the same. But see, Jesus was a carpenter, was a creator, was a maker, was a fable, was a fiction, was detected to be something not true, and it's sometimes depicted that I too can't do something that you couldn't imagine. But is it not the same idea that we can find the prism of reflection, to find the colors of the darkness, to realize that, yes, I get it. You wouldn't believe me if I screamed it, if I stood in silence and hoped that you would see the depiction of what I represent, because my womanhood, my woman, my ugly, my fit, my size would never be your measurements of good enough. Because you're too busy trying to judge me based on your reflection. How can I not expect you not to listen, to be so busy worried about what's in that box? Because you're not trying to unlock yourself from your closet. I'm exhausted. I can't sleep at night. I work in a small space with so few people who release at night. Some pregnant. But some you can feel in the daytime, their bones ache. because they don't know how to bend them right. Don't know how to raise their hands and come to a place where they realize that no, you don't have to go to the house to understand that he is always with you. But some people get stuck on the synonymous X-plays. Some people don't understand the display of love's grace, of God's grace. Get offended by the synonymous displays. Don't understand that life is love, is God, is us, is you, is me, is this. The picture of time. Time is of the essence. It's not until hindsight comes into rear view that I think about all the time I didn't take to tell you, or you, that I'm sorry I didn't take for granted the opportunities, the chances, second chances, or even the optional notions that someone gave me of hope that I might be better, that they saw something in me, saw me clever, saw me capable, saw me strong, saw me able to overcome the bullshit. I didn't see it in myself because I was too busy looking at the pile of it. You see, obstacles will only appear mountainous when they are in front of you. They become minuscule molehills when you overcome them. Patience is a virtue you must seek daily. And it's a process for you to attain it. Those who didn't catch that, I'll explain it. Countless steps preceded by hesitation led to mental constipation. Forcing the realization of disappointment, my expectations weren't met. I knew impatient as you hadn't arrived yet. It was like being subjected to my future, initially exciting and devastating, having to witness the seconds slowly passing. In the meantime, eye contact with you led me on fast-forwarded adventures to hospital rooms, elementary schools, games, plays, graduations. I just couldn't find how to make it to my destination. It wasn't that I was in denial of his gift to me. I simply failed to realize as I prayed for you, he was listening. I reckoned doubt set in and I couldn't allow myself to depend on the desires of my heart. It was too good to meet you as quick as I asked you to send me you. Each step, 3 forward, 10 back, those who decide, those who are far from our path, each one had purpose and I honestly have no regrets. Hell, I used to say being loved, I feel too good to go without, so in spite of your fearless and doubt, I will love you inside and out. Unconditionally. Every moment. Every individual who burned a piece of my heart, every disaster I thought tore my world apart, all made this possible. Had it not been for those moments, those anomalous adventures, you would never truly know how far your love can go. Love is the religion I practice. Now, I started saying this about 10 years ago after I joined the church, St. John's downtown. Shout out, y'all should say that, I think that's my church. Okay. Pastor Lee would always get on stage at the end of the service and he would say, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. There's a power in repetition. And a mother telling me that you are beautiful, smart. The same for a lover to tell you that you're stupid and ugly. Calling you a stupid bitch, or worse, telling you ain't shit. We are as responsible for being in a space of negativity as the negative energy that is given to us is, right? So we have to take accountability for what we allow ourselves to spend our time, right? Sometimes we keep going in circles, same kind of relationships, same kind of drama, same kind of bullshit, same jobs, same boss, same kind of... Not realizing we're the common denominator. Not that that's negative, but that maybe we're the foundation of what's needed in those environments to be the positive energy, to give a different perspective, to remind a woman who bends her knees and raises her hands and gives the praise not to stop. To go to the spaces, to stand on a stage in front of a man on a couch, leaned over, and let him actually understand that even when he's tipsy, he can listen. And keep his word. So much respect for that. Thank you. My gratitude comes in the form of poetry because it's what I do freely. But I came to a space where I thought that maybe I was doing it frivolously. Didn't think it really meant too much because I was just being so carefree. Never really just put too much effort in my performances. This has been the most stressful preparation. Like, I swear, I have about 48 recordings of 35 minutes of trying to tell you that I don't want to bore you with my time. I don't want y'all to be like, oh my God, is she done yet? Let's snap and get her off the stage. Don't nobody want to hear about my daddy issues. No, me neither. But I got them. I know y'all don't want to hear about what I've been through. But I need you to know that I'm human.
Yes.
What's more important, I need you to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Not because I need you to know what I'm doing, but I need you to know that I need help getting it done.
Yeah.
So, my mama's here. Y'all show love for me. I renewed her and my stepdad's wedding vows this year for their 10-year anniversary. If you want to get married or you want to get a little, I don't know, nice ceremony of love going on, hit me up. I have good rings. And I'm a poet, so it's nice. But I'm really nervous. I'm still nervous. I ain't gonna not be nervous so I start freestyling. I'm still not. I'm just talking to y'all. I need y'all to understand I'm just talking to y'all. And that's the thing. I'm not really a poet. My life is like songs. It's just poetic. I've been told I talk in circles. Suggested I might be a little schizo because I'm always talking in the rhyme scheme. I never wrote essays in school, ever. Ever. I got C's and B's in English for my poetry. Because the effort was good, but I didn't read their books. I did not write their reports. I wrote from my perspective of the view that I had by myself. I'm a writer. I'm defiant. If you want to read something, read my product. Okay? And it's not being cocky, it's just I have my own original ideas. I got my own philosophies, my own concepts. They're untainted.
You do agree with the word thing when you took the word?
That's coming. You ready for it, huh? You want it? Okay. How many words you want me to do? You want to challenge me?
Like, alright, so I'm gonna go. You see the blonde hair chick? Let her give you 3 words.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What you doing? Hey, tell them what you're doing. Real word.
Come here.
Come here.
I'll show some love.
You gotta feel your energy.
She is a spoken word artist coming back to life, so y'all be seeing her. Just watch out.
She looks so fabulous. I've been watching her all night, so that's why I figured. Watch out.
All right, so give me a hand. Side note, I'm the Wordmatician. I'm a very emotional and
She's an
I feel I'm very empathetic. And I feel energy. It's very, very, very busy in here. Don't give me their energy, okay? Okay, so we're gonna take another deep breath. You just give me 3 words. 1, 2, 3, take a deep breath in.
Incarceration, bondage, confinement.
So some love.
Yes.
Love you. Y'all shout out to Timbe. The first time I freestyled on the poetry scene in Houston, I was tired of hearing the same poets hitting different mics within one night. Because literally back then, it was like 5 poetry spots within 5 miles, and we all went to all of them, okay? And they were just saying the same shit. We got a problem, we got a problem, we got a problem. Ain't nobody trying to solve nothing though. Just talking shit. That was in 2010. So I was like, facetiously, I can't wait till I have kids. I'm gonna teach my son how to turn tricks, get a first class trip to prison. He'll always get 3 hots in the cotton. Somebody will always have his back. I'll teach my daughter how to get on the pole. She'll always exceed her goals, and somebody will always keep her showered in gold, not realizing that some people would think I meant it. The dynamics of understanding.
Right.
This is a depiction of what the government does when they think that we are supposed to stay underneath the rugs, but they keep sweeping us under them.
Yeah.
thinking that we're supposed to stay underneath their goals, their radars, not ever coming above the bars that we were supposed to raise for our children. Expecting us not to go to school to acquire knowledge, seek erudition, and then achieve it, utilize it, take our degree, and then do something with it. And then I heard Correa spit, and he was like, I think he did like every word in the dictionary that ended in ing and on in like 2 minutes. And I was just like, oh, okay, now I feel challenged. But a few months ago, I sat on a board panel, and we spoke about the incarceration of Black men and the channeling of our children and this pipeline that they have in the elementary schools with tape in the hallways, training them to walk in single file lines, getting used to not deviating outside the lines because their parents never learned the color inside them. I forgot your other 2 words though, come on. Bondage and what? Confinement. I don't know what's worse though. Mothering a child who breaks the law and goes to prison, or being in my own solitary confinement of silence, begging him to bow his head and listen. Never be outspoken, never make eye contact. We are growing into a community afraid to talk back, to speak up, to look up, to stand up for something, because we are so stuck in a rut of believing that we can't do anything. I pray for my coworker who has a son, who prays that her coworker will live to see her grandson. There is this ugly that comes to a place that we have to realize that the confinement of our minds will only come to a place where we realize that incarceration is not relevant if it doesn't touch your family. Not until it matters. Not until they're after you. When you're the target, that's when it matters. We don't teach our children to put on cop uniforms for career day. They put them on for Halloween, like it's scary. But so do the parents. How many women put on sexy cop gear, Mrs. Officer, as if it's still not depicted as Halloween is scary? Children's views are a little different. How contrary for us not to think of their view, what we represent, how we're depicted, their image. The affliction becomes what we put out because we don't realize the energy we've given, what we've received, what we've kept. So it isn't so much the presence of negativity, because we can talk about the issues of the numbers rising or how the prisons have emptied but still they're missing. We can't even explain what happens to them when they go in and don't come out. Sandra Bland, you still speak, but sometimes we find ourselves unable to shout because there's no reason to make anybody uncomfortable. And I'm sorry because I'm still talking, but some people don't want to actually just be uncomfortable enough to make it make sense, to make it matter, like your life matters, like my life matters, but not until my life is in jeopardy, not until someone decides to put a gun in my face, like when I was 18. I was 18 years old, playing basketball at TSU, and my teammate decided she wanted some chicken nuggets from Wendy's. And I had a rainbow sticker on my car, because we went to the neighborhood, and I was like, ooh, look, a basketball, I'm gay one, because I'm proud. And this car pulls up next to us, because they were like right at the Shifleys, literally on Scott Street. And they're honking, hollering all these obscenities at her, pissing me off, because I'm like, this is so disrespectful. So I cussed them out, because you know, I'm always thinking of somebody who ain't right. And when I lean over to go make my order, I have a gun in my face. Reality check, right? I've never been in a predicament that left me feeling sorry for myself. I'm always seeking logic of their perspective. What made them feel like that was okay? What right did they think they had to take mine from me? I think about my friends who have had their bodies taken from them, where they're afraid to wear dresses in public, afraid to be pretty, afraid to let their breasts be visible, men afraid to come out the room because they know they'll be tempted at nighttime. It's a process, trying to love people past their ugly. We all know a rapist. All all of us. We all know liars and whores and thieves. You see, poets will take out that ugly and put it in a pretty box and give it to you so you can swallow it easy. But when you allow yourself to block the silence and hear the noise of the shit on TV, not listen to the bitches on a soapbox telling you the reality of what's going on, then you allow yourself to be incarcerated by the confinements of your own deception. Your perception is congested. Your minds are bruised. These contusions are causing bruises for you. You have gotten used to the process of understanding that the skeletons in your closet ain't bothering you. They are the bullies and boogeymen in your baby's closets. They hide under their beds. They are afraid to put their feet down. I still am afraid to put my feet down when I watch a scary movie. Now tell me that somebody past me ain't have no skeletons in their closet.
Come on, yeah.
Last summer I went home and I learned the truth that might not be my own solely. But I couldn't imagine the soul anguish of those that I had to witness be exposed to themselves and not lock eyes. They say blood is thicker than water. I'm anemic. So I find the relevance of my relatives not necessarily being blood kin, but the essence of these kindred spirits I find in every being that I meet. It's amazing how you can lock eyes with strangers and relate on things they've been through and realize they might have to go through some things.
Yeah.
And know that they will grow through these things. And when it's ugly and it's dark and you think that you're by yourself, understand that you have people praying for you, fighting for you, wanting to beat your ass because you're going to get it through your head that we ain't doing nothing of this for no reason. Mamas don't tell their children I ain't doing this for shit, but you. We don't hear it quite that well. I think it's still that issue of understanding that our perspectives as children become so shady, gray, cloudy. The space between us is so thick. You can't even hear the bells at Christmas, so I know you don't understand the digestion of your words when you're angry, of the space that becomes so small when you're uncomfortable, when your child looks in your eyes because you're pissed, and now they feel like they can't be okay. There's this issue that we find trying to relate, trying to find a space of safety. Not understanding that some people don't even realize what happens when we allow ourselves to just breathe.